Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Earth, Sea, Love podcast. This podcast is for and about women of colour and our relationship with nature. Hosted by me, Sheree Mack. The Earth, Sea, Love podcast is committed to exploring the experiences of women of colour with Mother Nature. We want to provide spaces where the hidden voices in the environmental and conservation conversations can explore their relationship with the natural world. Inspired by our time spent outdoors, we amplify the voices of women of colour, our stories, our conversations, interviews, photography, writing, and artwork. We'll be exploring our legacies, histories, and memories which have had an influence and effect upon how we perceive ourselves within the natural world and within the environmental and climate justice movements. The Earth, Sea, Love podcast is a space for women, feminine, and non-binary people who are Black, Indigenous, people of colour to explore their relationship with nature. Thank you. Hey, welcome back to the Earth, Sea, Love podcast. I'm your host, Sheree Mack, Dr. Sheree Mack. And thanks for coming back and listening to the first of our 3 episodes that we are dropping on the 13th of July 2025 to mark our 5th born day. It's a birthday. So this episode is with the wonderful Yvonne Witter. Yvonne Witter is, first of all, a name that I saw in loads of different places in the environmental sector, in the recreational sector, in national park sector, Mosaic. It was Mosaic Champions. And I just thought, who is this lady? Who is this woman? And then when it was Black Nature in Residence, Yvonne sent some of her poems in for the Black Nature in Residence zine. And then I got to know her a little bit more through that. And then I was lucky enough to meet her this year. And I knew who she was. I just saw this woman chatting to somebody else, and her spirit and an energy spoke to me. And I thought, that's Yvonne Witter. And I was correct. So I'm so pleased I've had the opportunity to sit down with Yvonne now and talk about all that she be and all that she do. Because Yvonne has been around for a while, moving and shaking within that Peak District Mosaic and community champions in the national parks. So it was really good to sit down about the new project, which was called Championing the National Parks Project, that the Peak District Mosaic group have received funding from and are now rolling out across 3 national parks. So we get to talk about that in this conversation, and how, the Peak District Mosaics have been a voluntary organization for decades, really, and how it's only just now that they've received the funding so they can scale up and engage diverse communities outdoors, and start, they've already got a legacy, but maybe start making structural, material, practical legacies within national parks, the outdoors. So yeah, and it was really good to connect with a daughter of the soil. That's how she describes herself. And I think that's something that we should be all running with, how we are all children of the soil and how we come from it and we go back to it, and all that is in between that time is a lot of the time there's that disconnection, and it's how we are now realizing that, and we're reconnecting, making that connection with nature, because with that reconnection with nature we connect with ourselves and each other. So yeah, so sit back, please enjoy this first episode of our 3 new episodes coming out for our birthday. It's a birthday. Bye for now. Yvonne Witter to the Earthsea Love podcast. It's been a while that I've been trying to get you on here, so I'm so pleased that we have got this time with each other, because you are a woman in demand. A woman in demand.
Only by you.
So first of all, the first question I ask everyone is just let's situate ourselves. Where are you zooming in from this evening? And can you see any nature where you are at this moment in time?
I'm zooming in from the lovely sunny Sheffield in South Yorkshire, a place that I can enjoy the hills and the walking along nature pathway to wildlife and plants and everything. So I just walked it from work, 1.7 miles. And I enjoy the flora. Didn't see any wildlife, but the gentle breeze on my face. And after being at work from about 7:30, so it was a joy to get out and just go through the motions of like walking past the houses and peeping on everybody's different plants and the lovely color, the aroma of colors as I walked past. And I thought, I could spend the whole evening here. And then I get back, open my back door. Oh, lavender is really flowing, and the onions are coming up, the spinach is spreading like wildfire, and the potatoes have started blossoming, and I'm like, wow. Mm.
So you've got a garden then, and you
Yes, I've got a garden. I've got the flowers on one side that's not edible, and I've got potatoes, spinach, onions, garlic, coriander, and carrots, and some more other things coming up. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm well jealous. Well,
Yeah.
I've just got
Uh,
a backyard, but I'm hoping to get some raised beds in there. Hearing about your walk from work, I remember that we met in person just quite recently at the TOC event, the Outdoor Citizen event, and we were
yes.
in a session together which was about mental health and meditation. And you said how that you have been leaning into your walking to work and coming back from work, and how that is allowing you to release your day that you've had, but also to come back to yourself. Uh,
Yes.
and I think that is, where nature does come into play. So you described lovely your walk home. Let's talk about where were you walking home from? What work were you actually doing today? What do you do in the world? Because you do a lot of things. We do a lot of things.
I I have done a few different jobs before, but my current job, I won't state the name of the surgery. I work with people to support them, patients, whether it's to do with health and well-being, whether it's to do with talking about their anxiety, stress. So it's like on a one-to-one, exploring, being there with them, bereavement, going through their loss, they come and they want someone to talk to. And my job involves spending more time with the patients than a clinician would do. So I can spend up to an hour with the patient, from 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. Depends on their need and depends on how they are when they come and what they want to offload. And I listen, I explore, I paraphrase, I, I support them in a way whereby they feel that they have been listened to, they can express their emotions, they can talk about how they've been, the journey that they've been on, and how by getting the support will help them to overcome some of the barriers, the obstacle, and deal with some of the pain and trauma, and how they can move on and be able to help others as well. So I do that to be able to show to patients that as much as you have to book an appointment with a clinician and you've got limited time because that's the criteria, my session takes you beyond 15 minutes for you to be yourself. You can cry, you can sit there, you don't have to speak, but being there with that patient allows them to be themselves and to open up and to be able to understand that somebody is there for them when they're sometimes no one else at home for them to talk to and express their emotion and what they're going through.
Yeah. Wow. That's a wonderful thing that you are doing and being for these other people. So you are holding that space for them
Mhm.
in a caring and compassionate way.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
And
hearing
I
you.
like those three words, caring and compassionate
Mhm.
way, because we go through different things in our life. And without compassion, the journey, without caring, the journey will be more difficult. But compassion and caring and just giving them that space to be themselves, that space to say, I miss someone and nobody judge them, to say it's been a long time, whether it's 3 years or not. Going through grief is a journey that will go on and on. And grief hasn't got any time. And to reassure them that it's all right. It's all right to cry. It's all right to express yourself by crying. And don't feel that, you know, ashamed of talking about your memories of those loved ones, but embrace the memories that you've got. And if it's by talking about them and crying when you talk about them is the way for you to grieve on your journey, then I'm there to support them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I heard somebody said that grief is like, is love with nowhere to go.
Mm,
And then I was just having a conversation with Soraya, you
mm,
who's Soraya Abdul Hadi, which is out this Friday, and she recently lost her mum, and she was considering how to keep the legacy of her mum alive because her mum and nature was really connected,
yeah.
and how she was saying how to keep that and honor her legacy. And I was saying, well, just talking about her now, the memories and the stories that you're sharing,
Mm-hmm,
that is keeping her legacy alive.
mm-hmm,
That means that she's with you and she's with us in this conversation. So yeah,
mm,
I'm all for talking through that process of grief, which is a journey, and it's
mm-hmm.
a never ending journey,
Yeah.
and there's no time frame on it, and it's always that process of becoming able to, and it's that ease, trying to find that ease to be still living without those people, or
Mm,
without those opportunities, or without
mm,
that those possibilities that were once there but were taken away, that is lost.
yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a it's it's a journey of not finding solution,
Mhm.
but developing coping strategies.
Yeah, 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 totally, totally. I'm with you. And one of my coping strategies has been writing, and then also that connection with nature. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the sea is my medicine. She heals me again and again every time I go to her. And I just got in this. this afternoon with the sea, and it was gorgeous. She was so serene and
Mm,
calm, and yes, she really filled up my soul
mhm,
pot. But let's talk about you. And so this is your day job, your day way of being, supporting others, holding space for others, being that active listener for the others. Um, but you're also involved within nature and the environment, and you talk so eloquently and so full it was when we were at the talk event and you were telling people who had asked and you were on a panel, and it was the Champion National Parks project. Now,
mhm.
please tell our listeners, what is this project? Because it's all
So it's the Championing National Park for Everyone project. And this is a project that we're working in partnership with three national parks, which are the Peak District National Park, the Yorkshire Dales National Park, and the North York Moors National Park that we are working with. So the project is run across the three parks, and also in partnership with Derbyshire Dales Council for Voluntary Sector. They have been there supporting us in a big way since we became a charity, supporting us with our governance, and also one of the partners who did our recruitment for us. You know, when we're recruiting staff, we had to recruit two staff for this project. So it's working to be able to engage with communities, to increase the diversity of visitors to the national park, to the national parks through activities that develop their skills, confidence, and awareness of the benefit of national parks, and to develop and deliver at a larger scale a community champion training program to support the diverse communities to visit the national parks independently. So I'll say some more about that in a minute. And we also want to create improved pathways for people from these diverse communities to enter into employment in the environment and outdoor sector, because, you know, as you may know, Sheree, there's not a lot of our communities that have got jobs in the environment or outdoor sector. And, you know, hoping that this project will help them on the pathway to be able to enter into employment in this sector. And I think another big aspect of the project is to develop Peak District Mosaic as a larger, more sustainable, and financially resilient organization so we can support the community champions in the long term. And another one of the aim that we want to achieve is to improve the practice of national park authorities in working with diverse communities. So hence the partnership that we've entered in with these national parks for them to be more aware and how we can work together and to improve, you know, the practice of these national park authority, these government bodies in working with diverse communities, whether recruiting them as volunteer, you know, introducing them to the environment sector, because there are different roles that you can do in national park. So this partnership, we hope, will bring forth, you know, a number of outcomes that we can look at a later date and to say, this is what we did. The National Heritage Lottery has provided us with funding, and we want to use that funding wisely for the community, engage and invest with the community, but working in partnership with these national parks to do more with us and to engage with communities to say, this is a national park. We welcome you. This is what we can do with you. So we have the project that employs two member staff, a development manager and a project coordinator. And that include them managing and developing different programs with three other staff. So each national park has got a project worker, and they are out in the community engaging with people, doing different events with them to let them understand about the national park awareness. And then from that, people are recruited to attend a community champions program. So you've got our our ambition was to recruit 24 community champions for each national park. We've gone, the cohort one, we've done more than 30. So you see, it's a demand. People are coming to us because they want to learn and develop the necessary skills to have an understanding of the countryside and how they can develop their confidence and awareness to then engage with their community and be volunteers with the national parks that they are associated with or live in the border of those national parks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
Awesome stuff. But can we just take a step back? You
Yeah.
mentioned Mosaic champions.
Hmm.
Now, I've heard Mosaic champions for years now.
Hmm.
And but I'm not sure I have an understanding of it. Um,
Right. Okay.
could you help me with this? Because we got some Mosaic champions up here. Shamshad, who's from the Angelou Center, or still say she's a Mosaic champion, but I don't
Hmm.
know what it was or what it
Right.
is. Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you about it. So, I am a Mosaic community champion. I am one of the offspring of the National Mosaic Program that was run by Campaign for National Parks. And so this project that we're doing is like we're adapting what they did. But what they did was work in partnership with the Youth Hostel Association, the the um the National Parks authorities, to be able to go out into communities, recruit these people, did training with them, and then these champions then go into their community and engage with people, then encourage them and arrange visits for them to access the national park. So introduce people to the national park, because a lot of communities didn't know about national parks, how to get to national parks, and what is happening in national park. So Campaign for National Park was the first organization who introduced Mosaic Community Champions. So I got recruited in 2008. So that has been my journey to where I am now as the chairperson of Peak District Mosaic. And I emphasize Peak District Mosaic because there was a cluster of champions associated with each national park. So when the national project finished, we then became, it was a choice. You had a choice. We then became, who wanted to, became volunteer with the national park. So we were called Peak District Champions. So hence the Peak District Mosaic came about. So we continue, not everybody, we continue. We wanted to set up a group, and the National Park, Peak District National Park, supported us to set up as a group. And I became, I did I started a walking group when I did my map reading, navigation, walk leader training, first aid course. I set up a group called Conquerors. I want to be a community champion to conquer the hills, but I want my community to come with me. I want to go out and to say, come and walk with me. And that's what I did. So when I set that up, then I was reporting to the national park. And then they also engaged with me to attend different events, be in different committee for different things, and representing Mosaic. And from that, they supported us to become a charity.
Oh,
Then we are a board of trustees who all of us were champions. Some people have moved on, and then we continue recruiting trustees for the organization. So that started in 2014 as a group of champions coming together, setting up, had a constitution, had a bank account, and then we were they Derbyshire Dale CVS won the tender to support us with our governance. We became a charity in 2016 and have been the chairperson since 2014. So hence the community, the Mosaic Champions is a legacy of the campaign for national parks. And that's the legacy that we are carrying on, because I've benefited from it. Other champions have benefited from it. And I want to see that carry on. So that has helped us now to get as far as setting up this project to replicate what we have done with the national program to recruit and train up champions for them to independently go into their community and engage with people to introduce them to the national park. But the bigger picture is that we're working with 3 national parks to be able to achieve these objectives, achieve our aims. And this time, we're not doing it as volunteers, as trustees. We've got 2 paid members of staff that are um, leading on the project, and the funding has helped us to pay for those staff, and we have become an employer for those 2 members of staff.
Thank you. Thank you for that
Mm,
explanation.
mm,
And I think what you just said there about you got the funding, you got the money to pay the staff, it's no
yeah.
longer voluntarily done. And that's the issue because you're saying, you mentioned that there is not much diversity in the environmental and outdoor sector. Um, and yes, I agree with that. But diversity who are within these established organizations and companies within the environmental and outdoor sector. What I'm seeing from my experience is that we, as small groups, community groups, or small charities, are actually diversifying the outdoors, but doing it through having to generate our own funding or to do it voluntarily. We're not
Yes.
we're not actually given that established funding day to day. So a lot of it is done off of our own love of it and our love and commitment to our community. We're not
Mhm.
mainstreamed in that way, but we are diversifying. We are bringing about more equity and inclusion in the outdoors, but we're just doing it without the money behind it,
Yes,
without
I
the
totally agree. Because
out.
before we had this pot of money from the heritage funding, we, as trustees and volunteers, had to do everything. We're doing walks, people are paying their fare coming. I am very passionate about this organization. As an individual, I love the outdoor, I love walking. I grew up in the countryside in Jamaica. So coming here, I was homesick for the first few years, not knowing what to do or not knowing where to go. So to be able to volunteer my time and to say to people, come, we'll guide you. It's like we will guide you, we'll hold your hand, we'll help you to build that confidence, to know how to get there, to know what to do there. But let's do it together. And hence, this is Peak District Mosaic. But we did it voluntarily without being paid. As a trustees, we don't get paid. When we do have a bit of funding, we may hire a minibus to take people further afield, or we, working with other organizations like the Youth Hustle Association that provide funding is a big, big help in what we do. But as I said before now, knowledge of funding was limited. We go there, but we go there with a passion, knowing that for us to be out there, we have to be the leaders.
Right. Totally. So like two things here. The champion the National Park project, what we're talking about. Is this then a black led project or people of the global majority led project? And two, these people that you have got in place to be the development workers within each of these parks, are they people from the global majority?
Right. So as Peak District Mosaic, a majority of our trustees are from global majority, or what you call it, culturally diverse communities. Yeah. So I want to see representative of me being involved and making these decisions. Right. Okay. From the national parks, um, they've got 3 project workers. um, there are instances where we haven't got control over who apply for these jobs. And at the end of the day, during interview, you can only select the best person.
True.
But saying so, we encourage people to apply. We send out the information to all our participants, all our partners, people that we've received funding from, to ensure that we are widely advertising and sharing information to give people the opportunity to say, this is championing national parks for everyone. This is the opportunity to come and share your skills, use your experiences and knowledge to work with us. But not everybody, I've had a response where somebody said, I would love to apply, but I'm not good on finances. We still encourage them. At the end of the day, nobody will tick every single box 100%. But you come and present yourself. We have to go through a fair process of interviewing people. And at the end of the day, it's not just me making decision. 3 people are on the interview panel. And at the end of the day, that decision will be made by those 3 people to recruit the best candidate. And that's the best that we can do. We have reflection of different ethnicity, but at the end of the day, the goal is that we engage with diverse communities to ensure that we are breaking down those barriers. We're engaging with them for them to have a better opportunity to gain the necessary skills, awareness, confidence, and experience to go out into these national parks, to be the leaders for themselves, and to be the leaders to go into community and increase the numbers of people accessing the countryside, knowing about nature, and also to increase their chance or pathway to go into the environment sector.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long this project's running for, but already I'm hearing within your responses and how you're describing it that you're hoping, or what's built into it is that regenerative process. I don't like sustainability because that is funding language, but
Yes.
that idea of that we're doing this now to regenerate for the future, that we're going to have more leaders, we're going to have more diversity within the environmental sector. Is that what you're hoping will be the legacy?
Yes, yes. We're hoping that this is not the start of Mosaic. Some people, Peak District Mosaic, some people may have not heard about Peak District Mosaic until this Champion National Pass for Everyone project has come along. But what we are saying, this is a turning point for us to be able to employ staff to be on the ground, to work with us, and for us as trustees to lead and manage those staff, to be able to know that what we want to achieve, they can do that with us, and to carry on this legacy for other generation, not just to do it because we've got funding, but to be able to continue. We need funding for these one of the individuals to continue, but we want to be able to have our group activities, have different people coming up as volunteer, different people who can say, okay, this is what I can do to support the organization, or this has helped me to be able to move on to this job, into this sector that I've always wanted to go into. So this has provided a pathway for me. And it's not only adults, it's for them to pass that down to their children, because we work with children, but those children has to be accompanied by their families to an event. So children are always welcome, but they have to be accompanied by family. But our main remit is 18 plus, but families are always welcome to our activities. So we had a group walk in May. The youngest was 7 years old with his grandma. Family was about 2 in pushchair. He's now 7. You couldn't keep up with him because he at the beginning he said he was cold. When we just about to get ready, he said, "When are we going home?" And once he got onto the grass and the landscape, you have to say, "Hold on, wait for us, wait for us." And there was somebody with a dog, and wow, you had to quick within less than 20 minutes. We have to take off his coat. He was hot. He was ready to go when we stopped. And that is what I love to see when children and grandchildren come with their parents and grandchildren. They enjoy getting out, they enjoy the landscape, they're a part of it. And you ask them for feedback. What did you enjoy? Yes, I enjoy going by the river. I enjoy learning about the trees. So it's for us to educate and to pass on this legacy for the younger generation to take up the baton from us and carry on as well.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Um, we we take out a group of 8 to 14-year-old inner city Muslim girls called the Shiros, and
Mm-hmm.
development of these girls from initially how they were maybe reluctant, wanting not to get bugs on them, not wanting to
Mm-hmm.
get dirty, to the confidence of just seeing them just run out there and
Mm-hmm.
take up space, claim
Mm-hmm.
space on their own terms. It's
Yes, yeah.
a beautiful thing to see. And let's just talk about your childhood because you mentioned it, growing up in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in nature. Was that within your childhood, your upbringing, part of your heritage?
Oh, certainly. So I was born in the UK and I left when I was 4 with my mom and my other siblings. There were three that was older than me and one younger than me. Went to Jamaica. I spent 22 years living in Jamaica in the countryside. We ate what we grew and we grew what we ate.
Mm.
The river, the river was my playground. We used to go to the river, had our peers that we went to the river with, couldn't swim, but we always at the river. We sometimes never time our mom, our parents right when they came from the shopping on a Saturday, so we'll get caught. And you'll hear my mom will go at the top of a hill. No, below the hill, the house of our peers was on the hill, and they live near to the river. And they started calling us. We know we're in trouble because we didn't get home before she came back from the Saturday shopping at the market. I had a very happy childhood. So I knew how to grow things because my mom was a farmer in her own right. We had half an acre of land. So we had okra, we had callaloo, we had mango, we had ackee, we had cocoa, we had coffee, we had lime, we had things that, we just go out there and plant them. Cassava, sweet potato. And I used to remember on a Saturday night sitting and watching my mom as we grate the sweet potato and she bind everything together to make the pudding. And that was Monday lunch when we came from school. We used to come from school for lunch. But the things she grew, she had pigs, she had chickens, she had goats. And that was farm life to me. And I really enjoy that. Growing up in a place whereby I was exposed to this farming and growing things and knowing how things taste, what they look like, when they're ready to be planted, when they're ready to be harvested. I love that. And I cherish every moment that I spent with my mom that I learned from her when she got her shovel out and she had to dig a trench and let the water out and we had to prepare the chicken for the neighbors when they came to buy the chickens from us. It was a rich, rich childhood that I experienced in Jamaica for 22 years. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't swap it for anything else, but bless my mom and dad, they're no longer with us. But whatever I learned is still here.
Yeah,
And some of it is in the backyard at the moment with all my vegetables and whatever growing out there. A little bit of soil and tender care is
mm,
all you need in good weather in this country.
totally hearing you. And what I'm is that there wasn't a separation between, okay, I'm saying nature, and
Hmm.
nature is creating the separation. It's how we call it here
Hmm.
in the Western world, in the UK. We call it nature. I'm going out into nature. Yeah. Um, but really, if we think about the Caribbean, if we think about Africa and Asia, there is not that separation. It is just being. It is connection. It's one. You know,
Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah.
only once you've left that and come here that that there is that disconnect, or you feel that loss of what you had when
It's
you did.
yes. I felt I lost. I felt I lost something. I felt I lost my identity. And I miss picking my fresh orange. I miss going to the mango field and just picking up the mango and eat as much as I want and take home as much as I want to take home. I miss just seeing when my mom bring home the young chicks ready to, start another what should I say, group of chickens ready for the neighbors to come and purchase them for their Sunday dinner. I miss that. And I've always said I would love to have a farm with chickens and goats. I don't want any pigs. They're too hard work. Just chicken and goats. I would love to have. So I felt loss. It was like I was grieving. But then I started writing poetry. And then I started walking. But what got me walking is when I didn't have bus fare. I didn't know where to walk, but I found some route. I found a way to get to university and college. I found it. And that's when I started walking. And I thought, oh, but I made sure that I was near to main road. I wasn't in the woods on my own, and I enjoyed it. And that's how I found my identity again. I found places to go, and I started writing about missing home because you know what? Homesickness was killing me.
Hearing you talk there reminds me of Grace Nichols. You know Grace Nichols, the poet.
Yes, yes,
Guyana. It is Guyana where she's from.
Guyana, yeah.
And that homesickness that she experienced, and
Hmm.
it was brought out in her writing, in her poetry, but
Hmm.
it was brought out in such beautiful ways, how it was described. The sadness was there, the sadness,
Hmm.
pain, and that loss, that grief was there so poignantly. So just hearing you speak there, that's what reminded me. And also it is another way of knowing and being, because you're
Yeah.
saying the chicks just came and you were saying like how to describe it. And when you're talking about it, I'm thinking like a cycle, the new, and it's another cycle of those chicks growing up, becoming,
Yeah.
and then getting ready to go to the,
Hmm.
how time is marked in a different way,
Hmm.
marked through the seasons, through nature, through the growing, through the sowing, through the reaping, and how that is so, so out of place here, and how I wish it was so much more in place here. That time which is done by the moon and the stars and the sun,
Hmm.
and how if we are following that wisdom, then we are taking that time to rest and be still,
Hmm.
take stock, and just be. For us to be finishing off this conversation, Yvonne, wanted to know is going forward yeah, moving forward, how are you feeding your nature connection, but then also your creativity? You mentioned your creativity. What is happening with your creativity at this moment?
Oh my Lord. I think I need to reassess myself in not deciding, um in making sure that I take time to continue develop myself doing the things that make me happy and give me satisfaction. So I don't write as much as I used to and perform. And bless him, Benjamin Zephaniah, I remember meeting him and performing with him at Sheffield City Hall. And he says, "You've got some good verses, sister. Keep it up."
Nice words.
Yeah, "You got some good verses, sister. Keep it up." Because I was so nervous and I read one of the poem, to calm my nerves before we went on stage. But I still write, but I don't read as much as I would like to. I still have my books, I still have my notebook, and I write, and different things kind of give me different ideas, kind of prompt me to say, oh, that is I write short stories, and I need to do more of me in excelling to where I want to be in creativity. So writing, but not just writing without sharing, but writing and sharing on a platform. I need to do more of that.
Mm, yeah. And have you got any ideas how you're gonna do it?
I need to switch off from doing and switch on to me writing and making my writing work for me, to be able to know that I am still in connection with my being of expressing myself in a creative way.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That was just you were just working that out there in that moment, you know?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And that was beautiful to see. Um, and I want to be checking back in with you in a couple of months' time to
Yes, you're welcome to do so.
see. You know it. You know it. Oh, it was so lovely. Lovely to finally get to chat to you.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you for your time and sharing
Mhm.
so generously and openly. And I am looking at this project with anticipation and joy and
Yeah.
inspiration too. Inspiration.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. We all need inspiration. And for me, I'm inspired by several different things. I'm inspired by listening to others' creativity. I'm inspired by just seeing young people getting out into nature and enjoying nature. And not only young people, for those of our generation who are older than us, our parents, the people of our parents' age, the oldest person that been out with us was 89. And it's a joy to see and to be inspired that they have still got the ability to get in a bus or a train or get on the minibus and to say, I've enjoyed myself today in nature. This remind me of Jamaica. This remind me of the Caribbean. This remind me of Africa. And that gives me so much peace within myself that I have managed to engage, interact, and to reintroduce some of them and introduce some of them to the countryside for them to feel that they belong. I am no longer a visitor to the Peak District Mosaic. I am a daughter of the soil.
Yes.
I
Yes.
am a daughter of the soil. Peak District National Park is my home that I can get on a bus or a train or my bicycle and walk to anytime I feel the desire to do so without being thinking, where are you from? You know, you don't belong here. It belongs to me, you, and everyone to
Yes.
access and enjoy.
Yes. 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 It belongs to you, but you belong to it as well.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
belong to it. That's
Exactly.
that's the land. That's
Yes.
the land that spit us out. That's the land that we go back to. It's there for everybody. We have to look after it.
Yes.
You can't just walk there and expect to see it in a way and expect other people to just go it every time and you are just going there and taking. It belongs to us as we belong to it.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
in and reconnecting again.
Yes. Again and again. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,